What is up, my fellow Yeets? Welcome back to MythGamers, the show that strives to craft an even scarier horror game experience than what the developers offer. Back when the world was new, darkness was spread over the world until God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Since this, light has taken many forms. The first man-made attempt at light was the torch, usually made with a shell or hollowed-out rock that was sprinkled with animal fat, then enlightened. As early as 4th century BC, European countries are credited with making an advancement in man-made light thanks to the candle. In the late 18th century, Europe and America would soon start using gas lighting, using it all around big cities. But in 1899, a British inventor living in America, David Massell, would create the first ever flashlight, originally named the electric hand torch. Since then, the flashlight has advanced a ton, but did we ever need it in the first place? Tattletail is an indie horror game from late 2016 centering around a kid who opens their Christmas presents early only to find amongst them a Furby-like toy. All would be well except for the fact that Mama Tattletail is after you and she is trying to find all of the baby Tattletails. It is your task to rid of Mama before Christmas morning. To do so, you are given a flashlight. Tonight, I can tell Dave will be rolling in his grave more than a few times. That's right, it's time to ask, can you beat Tattletail without shaking the flashlight? Before stating the rules of this challenge, I need to thank the members of the r/Tattletail official Discord server, especially Gravrioli, who does have a YouTube channel. The people on this Discord server were super helpful with the run, especially when you get to the details technically. Gravioli in particular helped me parse out how to evade Mama Tattletail, and he introduced me to many of the game's hidden features, such as its debug mode. His channel is pretty cool, and he plays games, and he looks at them technically. Y'all should just subscribe to this channel, just trust, man. Link is in the description. Music credits, I'd like to thank 8-Bit Paradise, RM Music C, George Streicher, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, 8-Bit Universe, Shadro, Me Music, Basic, Ga Metal, and The Legend of Renegade 2, who all have great YouTube channels linked in the description. For the rules of the challenge, shaking the flashlight is referred to as any input of the button used for shaking the flashlight, which is usually mapped to the right mouse button. Unfortunately, this cannot be remapped to a different button. Because of this, a laptop with a singular mouse button may actually be helpful for once. Usually on a one-button mouse, you would input a right-click by tapping the mouse with 2 fingers. Even considering this information, choosing between a 1 or 2-button mouse is still a huge choice in the eyes of this challenge. Ultimately, I think it's best to think of what is easier to accidentally do. If you think it'll be way easier to accidentally press a 1-button mouse with 2 fingers, then choose the 2-button mouse. If you rather think it'd be way too easy to accidentally press the right mouse button on a 2-button mouse, then choose the 1-button mouse. Also, because I'm an idiot, we're going for the true ending of the game, which means every single egg must be collected, and there's 22 of those babies. There's also one final clarification for this challenge we need to address. In this game, it's possible to get onto the roof of the house during some of the harder nights. This seems like an escape that would be way too merciful to allow, which means for the entire challenge, we must stay off the roof of the house. With the rules set, we can finally get into the run. Heading into December 20th, immediately after waking up, don't head downstairs yet. If you do so, you're officially wasting the safest night of the game. Instead, get out a pen and notebook. With this, draw a map of the entire house. This place is going to get real dark, and when you're being chased by a murder Furby, you're going to want a personalized map on hand. While I usually would be happy to share my maps with viewers, I actually won't be doing so this time to encourage you to personalize the map for yourself. When making this map, you need to make notes of every single detail. Every desk, every table, every chair, every single egg, everything in the room needs to be shown to make sure you know where everything is, because if you don't know where something is, you might just get stuck in the maze. I also recommend color coding these details by the day they will spawn on. Certain places will only open up on certain days, which is why I also recommend doing heavy research before even starting this run. I highly recommend extensively watching a 100% playthrough of the entire game and watching your favorite YouTuber play the game in order to assist you while mapping. There are many great YouTubers to choose from for this challenge, but the best ones I've found are Markiplier, Daz Games, DanTDM, and Bijou Mike. While making the map, you also need to mark hiding spots to evade Mama Tattletail. And speaking of Mama Tattletail, it's time to discuss her AI. Alright, this is gonna get a little complicated, so prepare yourself. Mama Tattletail's AI works on a node map system. Mama Tattletail will respond in reaction to specific events in the game. Once she's spawned in, she'll be able to react to a noise that the player is making, such as running. Basically, Mama has a noise meter that starts at 0. Every time the player makes a noise, the meter goes up by a specific amount depending on how much noise the player is making and the type of noise. Once the number is high enough, Mama will kill the player, although she can't kill you from anywhere. She's gotta be at least somewhat close to you. Because of this, if Mama's out of killing range, she'll try to move to a node closer to the player where she could kill them. Also, side note, if you press the tab key, the plus key, and the tilde key at the same time, you can open up the debug console of the game, and from there, if Mama is currently chasing you, you can type the command node debug viz true/false. This command will allow you to see all the nodes where Mama can spawn. Well, you could mark these on your map. I didn't because I felt like that was cheating for the challenge. So, yeah. But despite this, I just thought it could be some useful information. Back to discussing Mama's AI, the only way Mama can't move is if you're looking at her. With that in mind, this should be easy. Just don't look away from Mama, right? Yeah, no. If you stay in one place for too long, even if you're looking straight at her, Mama has a chance to move to the closest node towards you, especially if you're making a ton of noise. Okay, well, what if I just do the entire game walking backwards, always looking at Mama? Alright then, for now, let's ignore that in order to move on in the game, you're gonna need to look away from Mama. She's still gonna kill you. Looking at Mama is okay for some situations, but this isn't reliable enough because she can just move to any node at any time. This isn't fucking Candyland. The point is, we're going to need some serious skills to evade Mama, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now that we have our map, it's time to finally play the game. Head down to the basement to unwrap Tattletail. Immediately after unwrapping him, you'll realize how horrible this challenge really is. This is Tattletail. A purple talking... Wait a second. Something doesn't feel right. Oh, I know what it is. Give me a second. Introducing the baby talking Tattletail, the hottest new toy on the market. He eats real food, and if you don't feed him, he'll fucking scream his heart out. That's right, he'll fucking scream his heart out. He will also need to be groomed and charged. With so many needs to attend to, your child will learn how to be responsible. And what's that? Someone turned off the lights? Well, that is a really big problem. Tattletail hates the dark, but turn on that flashlight and he'll be as calm as a cucumber. Flashlight not included. The baby talking Tattletail is now only $6.769 plus shipping and handling. And right now, you can save £50 per Tattletail. That's £200 off for a family with 4 children. Alright, fine, I'll shut up. But to put it bluntly, Tattletail's AI is directly built to react to the brightness of the environment. Whenever the room is dark, Tattletail will begin to scream. And if you remember, Mama's reaction to noise isn't very favorable. Basically, evading Mama will be a lot harder whilst holding this little fucker. And that's not even mentioning how hard it will be to find the fridge, the brush, the charger when the game is fucking pitch black and this fucker won't stop asking for the chicken nuggets. But alas, we haven't even gotten to that point in the game. Back to the night at hand, there really is nothing else to mention for the first night because there really isn't any real danger yet. In fact, Mama doesn't even spawn on the first night. Just don't answer the phone. As for the second night, it's the same. You might be asking about the little moment after you break the vase, but that's not even the real Mama. Let me explain. If we head into the debug console again, there's a command called move to node. Node number in like those little brackets thing. Yeah, typing this command will move Mama to the desired node. Interestingly, this command won't always have this effect. If Mama is ever unable to spawn at the current time, the game will react to this command by showing a message that says, night number, parameters do not match method's signature. This is a foolproof system to figure out if Mama can spawn on each night. Sure enough, if we try using this command on December 20th and the 21st, the debug console will present us with that message. Considering this information, that's right, Mama was too busy partying with the girls at the club, so she sent her Pookie to check on her child. This means we can head safely to bed and advance to night 3. And please, don't answer the fucking phone. December 22nd primarily takes place in the basement, which is definitely the darkest it's been. Since Mama isn't trying to murder you for most of the night, you can technically take as long as you need to navigate the basement, but if you don't want to be running around like a chicken with its head cut off, I recommend you pay close attention to that map you have there. When you're going down the stairs, trace your path with a finger, making sure you don't end up walking into a wall or a couch or a chair or... Oh, come on! Another fucking wall? Also, interesting note, December 22nd is actually the first night we encounter Mama for real this time. It's not just her Pookie. After wrapping up Tattletail, head back to the first floor. About halfway up the stairs, the lights will flash off, announcing Mama's entrance. Luckily, since we don't have the noisemaker this time, Mama won't be hard to avoid. Once the lights flash off, stop walking for a few seconds and then take a few steps backwards. As long as Mama didn't spawn within your vision, since you aren't making any noise, Mama won't be able to track you. Wait for the lights to flash back on to make sure Mama has left the house, and once you're sure she's left, you're free to clean up Tattletail's mess and head to bed. Oh, and you see that phone? Don't you do it. Don't answer it. You imbecile! Now that we've slept through 3 nights, congratulations, the run has officially started. That's right, things are about to get a lot harder. Tattletail and his new bestie Butternut are tasking us with playing hide and seek. While Butternut hides, Mama will be roaming around the map, and you must survive for 30 seconds, and then a minute, and then a minute and a half. For the first hiding session that lasts 30 seconds, and even the second hiding session that lasts 1 minute, you can easily survive just by staying still. Just make sure you're up against the wall, and that you're staring right at Mama when she's visible. Keep track of time in your head, but otherwise, you know what to do. Don't scream at me. Oh, you piece of shit. You like screaming, don't you? How about I fucking dropkick you? How about I dropkick you onto the roof? And then I fucking kill you, okay? Dropkick you onto the roof, kill you, and then I stuff you in the gutters. Yes, I'm gonna stuff you into the gutters, and you're gonna die in them. Yes, because you're already dead, but you're gonna die in them again. Because it's crazy. You're gonna fucking die, piece of... Yeah, that's what you fucking... Oh yeah, fucking laugh your ass off, bitch. Once the lights flash back on, you're safe to roam around the house again, but before starting the third hiding session, this time lasting 90 seconds, I recommend refilling all of Tattletail's bars. This should go without saying, but this is just a friendly reminder. Unfortunately, for the third hiding session, staring down Mama while standing in place will not always work because we have to wait for 90 whole seconds now. Before starting the third hiding session, I recommend propping up your map next to your screen because you're going to need to pay close attention to it. I also recommend getting out your phone and starting a timer. While the hiding sessions aren't exactly as they present themselves, usually running a little bit longer than described in the task description, having a timer is still a good way to keep track of how much longer you'll need to survive, and while counting worked for 30 seconds and 1 minute, this next hiding session is gonna be much more stressful. Immediately after starting the hiding session, head down to the basement. It doesn't matter if we run or walk, it just matters that we get down those steps safely. After you get down there, start walking towards the main room while looking around for Mama. Once you spot her, stop for a few seconds and look at her. Not for too long though, but enough for you to catch your breath. Now that you've caught your breath, I hate to break it to you, but we're gonna need to move a little. Staying in one place is much too risky, and chances are your timer isn't too close to its end, even by now. While usually moving around wouldn't do too much more than standing still, there's a reason we headed down to the basement. Not only is it much more open than the upstairs, but it's actually much harder for Mom to track you in the basement. Especially if we take advantage of this space. Remember, Mama moves around the house by moving between many different nodes laid all throughout the house. On the upstairs floor, there's 30 nodes, and in the basement, there's 18. It might sound like a better option to choose the floor with more nodes, but look at the difference in surface area between these floors. The top floor includes the outside area, and when put together, the top floor is massive. On the contrary, the basement is much more compact, and there's tons of clutter all throughout. This means that the nodes are going to be much more squished together. In fact, the basement main room alone is home to 9 nodes. Considering this information, it's time to get smart. Start moving around the basement with the purpose of moving between the focal points of the main room, ultimately trying to hit a significant number of nodes multiple times over in either a calculated manner, a fast manner, or both. Mama is built to react to how normal players move around the map, which is running away from her in the fastest way possible. This is the reason why most uneducated YouTubers get cornered while trying to run away from Mama, because they're treating the game like it's fucking Candyland. They're going from node to node to node. Mama is just built to step one step ahead of this player. And because of this, she'll easily cut all of you off. Because Mama is built to react to players in this way, visiting a significant number of nodes multiple times over will confuse Mama, forcing her to endlessly question her next move. Remember though, in order to confuse Mama, we're gonna need to make our movements either fast, calculated, or both. And for that, Rednex already has us covered. After we've successfully shown Mama we're a rootin' tootin' cowboy, she'll realize that this house ain't big enough for the two of us, forcing her to leave. This will cause the lights to eventually flash back on, allowing us to find the VHS tape and play it to end night 4 and head into Christmas Eve. Oh, and that phone? Don't do it. I swear, if you answer that phone, I will literally break you. Christmas Eve is the longest and hardest night in the challenge so far. When you wake up, you're tasked with bringing Tattletail to the basement. The second you place Tattletail in the basement, Mama will be able to spawn. Taking that information into account, I suggest you use the beginning of the night to pick up any eggs on the top floor and plan ahead. In fact, planning ahead is specifically crucial on Christmas Eve because in order to have consistently fast completion of the night's tasks, we'll need to take into account the exact spawn point of every item we'll need to find. Once the task is given, head straight to its spawn point. The friends are on completely opposite sides of the top floor, and because of this, I recommend utilizing this both staircase. Seriously? Are you kidding?
Slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross, bam, bam, crisscross, bam, bam, go away, you fucking bitch, crisscross. Yeah, bitch, yeah.
Once we place down Butternut and Dewdrop, Tattletail will task us with gathering decorations for the party. This is when the knowledge of each item's spawn point becomes crucial to completing the tasks at a timely manner. The cupcakes, the candles, the festive lights are all located at the back end of the house in the kitchen, dining room, and living room. When you finally make it upstairs, take note of your desired items' locations and then figure out how much time you need to take to get there. Ideally, you want to be able to optimize refilling Tattletail's bars with picking up the... Bitch, please!
I got this feeling that mama's holding me down. I got this feeling life's so holding me down. Right now I gotta cut loose. Foot loose. Yeah, fucking listen to me, huh? Finally, for once, bitch. Shut the I will give. If you don't shut up, I will literally shove popcorn in your lung and give you literal popcorn lung.
After grabbing the candles and heading back down to the basement one more time, the ritual will finally be set up. Once we bring together the final touches, we'll head straight into the finale, and there's no going back, which means it's time to get ready. In the middle of the ritual, Mama will start to steal the candles and hide them in vases all around the room. This means that we'll have to find the candles by going around and breaking vases. Luckily, we won't be holding Tattletail though, which will cut down on a lot of noise. But there's another problem. In Tattletail, breaking a vase is the loudest noise a player can make in the game. And we've already discussed how much Mama hates noise. Considering this before heading in, I recommend tracing out an optimized path between each vase in the basement. Your goal is to break every vase until you find 5 candles, while going as fast as possible with minimal running. If Mama ever cuts you off, stop for a few seconds to stare at her, and then change your path and head for a different vase. Ideally, while staring at Mama, if you need to take a few dance breaks, don't hesitate to take them. However, it should be noted that during the ritual, Mama will never despawn, so any dance breaks should be accompanied by deliberate planning of your next move. After you find all 5 candles, head straight for the rug. If Mama blocks it, which can unfortunately happen, head another direction and hope she follows it in stupidity. If Mama Tattletails decides to take pity on you, you have one more chance to place the candles and restart the ritual. Once the ritual has restarted, it's time to put Mama to rest. Hold on that tape for dear life and jump the ever-living shit out of David Missel's corpse as Mama Tattletail is finally banished. At the end of the ritual, the Tattletails will automatically wrap themselves back up. Head back upstairs and now...
Oh, Jimmy, the phone's ringing. Would you please pick it up?
That's right, it's time to finally answer that fucking phone.
This is to wish you and your family the best this holiday season and a happy information. Call 1-800-21 Happy Holidays.
After listening to your mom's very important phone call, jump into bed and go the fuck to sleep. Merry Christmas, guys! With Christmas Day ahead of us, we have received the sickest present you could imagine. A mission complete. That's right, after opening our present in the game, we'll find out you can beat Tattletail without shaking the flashlight. Heck, we can even add a gold star to this mission complete because we collected every egg in the game and unlocked the good ending. This is an incredible run, one of the scariest for sure, and I'm happy that I don't have to be scared of a murder Furby anymore. So, if you made it this far, thank you. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that bell icon to make sure that you never miss another one of my videos, but until next time, Phil, get off the counter! Alright, it's another one down. Guess I can just sit down, relax a bit, you know? Yeah. It's nice to have another episode down, you know? Yeah. Let's play some games. Let's have some fun. Why not? Alright, let's see here. What we got today? Let's discard these. Let's discard this. I don't need another jack. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that should be good to fix. That should be good to go over. Yeah. Wait a second. Wait. Hold on. Wait a second. What? Why didn't the end screen play? What? I mean, come on. I didn't shake the flashlight. I beat the game. I told people to like, subscribe. I even screamed at Phil to get off the counter. What else could I have forgotten about? No. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that there is no way you are forcing me to do that. Come on. It is... No one played it. Even when it came out, no one played it. You made... No. 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 I can't deal with these fucking Furbies anymore, you alright? This entire season, I've been a massive fucking wimp. But this episode, this fucking episode, it's been planned since the beginning. But do you want to know why it's taken so long? Because every holiday season, I power up the game, and I just shiver like a fucking idiot, because I'm terrified of those stupid little fucking Furbies. And you want to know why I'm so scared of Furbies? Fine. I'll tell you why. Let me set the scene. It was summer of 2013. I had a Furby, but it was broken for a few years by then. So it sat on a random shelf, untouched. One night, I was in the toy room. I was playing Lego Indiana Jones on the computer room, probably stuck on one of those stupid puzzles for hours. In the midst of my humble gaming, though, unsuspecting as ever, my supposedly broken Furby screamed. And it screamed loud. I'm scared half to death by that abomination. And ever since, I've been terrified of Furbies. But now, is this how it's gonna be? Am I gonna be forced to look through the kaleidoscope and kiss those freaks of nature goodbye? Well, I may be a wimp, but when I said I'm going to beat Tattletail without shaking the flashlight, I fucking meant it. If I'm terrified, then so be it. It's time to play the Kaleidoscope. That's right, in May of 2017, Tattletail the Kaleidoscope, a free DLC expansion pack including a continuation and finale to the original story, was released. Someone has messed up our memories, and now Tattletail is acting super weird, and we can't remember anything about Mama Tattletail, so to save our memories, because I'm an idiot, I'm forcing myself to beat it without shaking the flashlight. Before heading in though, I would like to mention our reward for collecting all 22 eggs. For this 100% completion, we were fighting this whole time for a golden flashlight. How fucking stupid am I? For those who don't know, the Kaleidoscope expansion pack follows the protagonist as he tries to remember what happened during the Christmas season of 1998. And Mama Tattletail is super nice for some reason. As we progress, we'll get sent these weird letters telling us that the only way to save our memories is by going to the Kaleidoscope, the place where all the memories are stored. Unfortunately though, the more time we spend in there, the more things will become twisted forever. During the expansion though, the house is going to be a little different. Certain rooms may have changed and some furniture may be in a different place, but for the most part, the map will be accurate enough for the rest of the run. In terms of light though, the house will get dark, but it won't reach its darkest point. You see, the Kaleidoscope's horror actually comes from the expansion pack's ability to subvert your prior knowledge of Mama by making her seem like the nicest angel in heaven. Since the rest of the game has been so dark, the Kaleidoscope expansion pack is purposely accompanied by light scenes as the developers are trying to make us feel very unsettled. For the run itself though, this is awesome. Mama can't spawn for most of the Kaleidoscope, which means the biggest threat for most of the run is just Tattletail's horrible humor.
Let's tell a joke. Knock knock. Banana. Bananas are a good source of potassium.
Yeah, we're fucking done.
But once that's settled, we can finally head into the actual in-game Kaleidoscope. There's no backing out now though. This is why we need to explore our surroundings. In the Kaleidoscope, things are about to get really twisted around, so before we do anything crazy, make sure you're very familiar with these new arrangements. Once we've gotten our bearings, there's only one thing left to do. At the bottom of the Kaleidoscope, the horrible VHS tape that's been causing our memories to go super haywire, which means now it's time to watch that tape.
Please feed Tattletail.
Let's make it out in this.
Baby talking Tattletail, touch and then you'll hear him say, you can feed him treats, he really eats. Baby talking Tattletail, he can tell when mama's there. She's your best friend, she was never banned. Baby talking tattle, 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 baby talking tattle.
Tattletail, that's me. Ah, be tired. Let's tell a joke. Knock, knock. Orange.
Yep, hate to tell you, but Mama Tattletail is back. And to make matters worse, she's faster, scarier, and even smarter than ever. With the world around us being so twisted, it's going to be super easy to get lost on our way out of the Kaleidoscope. And with Mama Tattletail now back on the loose, the top of the stairs looks like a long journey. Here, while you might think a dance break is necessary, this is a very different situation. Here, instead of having a ton of shit to do while Mama's hunting us, our task is literally just to get the fuck out of there. Considering this information, it's time to ignore everything we just learned. Remember, the Kaleidoscope is a very twisted place, which means it will require a very twisted approach. And while I didn't realize this during my run, there is something interesting to note about Tattletail's screams that happen during low light scenarios. While the noise icon is always flashing, two different noises are happening here. Tattletail shivering and Tattletail screaming. I'm not exactly sure if this is correct, but in practice, Tattletail's screaming seems to affect Mama's noise meter more than Tattletail's shivering. Think of Tattletail's reaction to the dark like a thunderstorm. Tattletail's shivering is lightning. It's visible and it makes a noise, but it's only alluding to the inevitable thunder that is Tattletail's super loud screaming. Look at the map of the Kaleidoscope. There are some places that are dangerous and some that Mama can't even touch. In fact, this hallway and any stairs that are completely fine. So if we treat Tattletail's screaming like super loud thunder and walk fast through the Kaleidoscope to minimize the amount of screaming, we might just slip through the cracks. With this in mind, we gotta walk fast. Immediately after spawning in, walk up the stairs and head for the kitchen. Through trial and error, there's about 4 places where Mama could spawn inside this kitchen. On top of the counter, nearby the back door, in the middle of the kitchen, and in the hole where the basement stairs would be. If Mama decides to hate you, she'll spawn in one of these 4 spots, which means we gotta make her move. Walk over to this plant, say hello, and look at the corner, and then occasionally peek out, see if Mama is still in the room. If you don't see Mama, walk through the kitchen and head through the hallway. And if you get really lucky, and if you're walking fast, there's a good chance that Mama may not have spawned in that kitchen because she didn't have time to track you, and she would spawn somewhere else. If this happens, take advantage of it and hug the wall to swiftly make it to the hallway. No matter how you get to the hallway though, make sure you walk backwards until you see yourself start going up the stairs. Because while there is a chance Mama can spawn in the bedroom, there's a much bigger chance she can spawn in the kitchen or the living room. Once you make it to the stairs, don't take a breather. We need to keep moving so Mama it has difficulty tracking us. Instead, head up the stairs and keep going. Once you make it up there, there's an open door to slip into. This will lead us to a version of the dining room. Unfortunately, if we're really unlucky, Mama can spawn on the table that just so happens to be right on the other side of this door. If that happens, quickly look away before she can kill you and pray she takes pity on you and moves out of the way. If Mama spawns in the first kitchen of this top floor, we can actually slip around if we manage our space well. Anyhow, now that we've made it to the living room, we're so fucking close, but we're also so fucking far. Depending on where Mama is when you reach the couch, so many things can go wrong. However, since there are two paths, we got one more trick up our sleeves. If Mama spawns in the second kitchen on this top floor, head the long way around the couch and bait her to move just like you would if she spawned on the top of the table. With this scenario, there's a huge chance that when she moves, she'll spawn within killing range, and if this happens, and you get this super unlucky scenario, when she moves, you just gotta move. It's very hard to figure this out. However, if Mama takes serious pity on you and decides to stay in the first kitchen, then there's actually a space in between the angled couch and this little wall that we can slip through and head straight to the second kitchen. Once we walk by the second kitchen, it's time for the final hallway. Walk backwards looking towards the kitchen to make sure that Mama doesn't spawn in there. Unfortunately though, our trip down this hallway won't be a straight line though because our path is blocked by this charging table. We need to move left to avoid it. After passing the table though, Mama will most likely spawn in a place that we can see through these windows. This is gonna scare you, but just expect it. Take it as a signal to start holding right, because despite the logic of the front door in the past, the door behind us opens inwards, so if we hug the left side of the hallway, we'll end up stuck in between the wall and the open door, allowing Mama to kill us with ease. To counter this, head to the right a little bit to center yourself in the hallway, and once you've reached the center, moonwalk to the stairs, and if you start moving upwards, congratulations, you're home free. Turn around and get the fuck out of there for the real mission complete. Alright, we're finally out of there. And we have finally banished Mama for good. Man, it's time to open up our Christmas presents one last time. Open up Tattletail and you'll receive a giant congratulations as you'll see that our little buddy, are you fucking kidding me, is finally back to normal. Which means we can finally put this run to rest. You can complete Tattletail without ever shaking the flashlight. And oh my gosh, what a horrifying run. God, to be real, Mama Tattletail isn't really that scary. She may make you jump a few times, but the real horror of this game is the tension. This game is super intense. Between the unsettling audio and the creepy house, Tattletail can be a very scary game, especially without a flashlight to light the game's dark moments. However, I am very happy to put the run to rest, especially with that gold star. I've been playing this run for a while, and it's good to finally put it in the time to do it for real. With that said, what's next for MythGamers? Well, I already told you about episode 10. It's time that my best friend and I become the biggest nerds we ever have and try to beat Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 at level 1. This Dungeons & Dragons inspired experience is going to be so much fun at level 1, especially with a friend by my side. And as for episode 11, I'm not going to completely reveal it, but I think it's time we get back to a series that's had a bit too long of a hiatus. Those golden rings and chili dogs are just calling to me. But with that, for real this time, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. If you enjoyed it, then please be sure to make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to hit that bell icon so you never miss another video of mine. But until next time, Phil, I already asked you once, get off the damn counter!